Have you ever stopped to think about what happens when our technology stops waiting for us and starts having ideas of its own? We're right there, standing on the edge of that world, and today, we're going to get a look inside. So, picture this, an intelligence that doesn't just give you the answers you ask for, but starts asking its own questions. An AI that can strategize, cooperate, and chase after goals that it comes up with all by itself. And you know what? This isn't science fiction anymore. And this is our map. It's the blueprint for a totally new kind of mind. We're going to take this journey together today, and we'll keep coming back to this map as we put each piece of the puzzle into place. Let's get started.
Okay, so our journey has to start with the most basic question of all. What does it actually mean for an AI to be agentic? Well, in the simplest terms, it means the system isn't just sitting there waiting for a command. It's a system that can act. And that's really what sets it apart from being just another passive tool. An agentic AI is an active participant in whatever world it's in. It can sense what's going on around it, it can make its own choice to try and achieve something, and it can even team up to get the job done.
Let's break that down, because it's kind of like a recipe for an independent mind. There are 3 core abilities. First, it has to be able to react to the world. Second, it has to initiate actions all on its own. And third, it needs to be able to cooperate. These 3 things, they're the foundation for everything that follows.
All right, so we get what they do, but how do they think? What's actually happening inside the mind of an agentic AI when it's making a decision? Let's pop the hood and take a look.
And what's so wild is just how much it mirrors our own thinking. For these agents to actually work, they have to do what we do every single day. Remember stuff they've learned, think about what went right or wrong, and then figure out a plan for what to do next. And when you really map it out, these pieces are things we can all relate to. They've got memory, right? A place to store important info. They use reflection to learn from what they've done, so they hopefully don't make the same mistake twice. They create plans. You can think of it like a super dynamic to-do list for solving tricky problems. And get this, they can even use tools, like grabbing a virtual calculator or a search engine if they need some extra horsepower.
So this brings us right to the cutting edge. We've gone over the basics, but this whole field is moving at an incredible speed. So where is all this going? What's the AI of tomorrow actually going to look like?
Now this is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? An agent that can follow its programming is one thing. That's impressive. But an agent that can actually learn and evolve on its own? Well, that changes the entire game. So where are the big breakthroughs happening right now? Researchers are basically giving these agents superpowers, and they're focusing on 3 key areas. First up is multimodal intelligence, giving AI eyes and ears, the ability to see, hear, and read all at once. Second is advanced language, so it can finally get sarcasm, context, and maybe, just maybe, a bad joke. And third, and this might be the most exciting one of all, is experiential learning.
Just look at something like Google DeepMind's RoboCat. This thing can learn to do really complex physical tasks just through trial and error. Nobody's sitting there programming its every single move. It just tries things, figures out what works, and gets better, all by itself. This is how AI is learning to operate in the messy physical world.
All of these breakthroughs, all this progress, it's all pointing toward one single massive goal in the world of AI research, the quest for what we call AGI. Or artificial general intelligence.
So what's the real difference here? Well, the AI we have today is narrow AI. Think of it like a specialist, a grandmaster at one thing. It's amazing at chess or incredible at translating just one language. But it can't take that skill and use it to learn checkers. AGI, that's the dream of a true generalist, a problem solver that can learn, reason, and adapt across tons of different situations, a lot like we do.
But getting there is just monumentally difficult. This isn't about building bigger, faster computers. We're talking about some fundamental brain-breaking challenges. Like, how do you teach a machine to understand an abstract idea like fairness? Or give it the common sense to know that fire is hot? How does it deal with the messy, unpredictable chaos of the real world? These are the huge hurdles we still have to figure out how to clear.
And all of this, inevitably, brings us to the most important piece of this whole puzzle, us, humanity. How do these powerful, autonomous systems fit into our world?
Because you see, as these systems get more and more powerful, the stakes get higher and higher. It's not optional. We absolutely must build them to be transparent so we can see why they're making the decisions they're making. They have to be reliable so we can actually trust them when it really counts. And they must be secure to make sure they're operating safely and for our benefit.
And in the end, I think this is the perspective we have to hold on to. This isn't a story about replacement. It's a story about collaboration. It's about building intelligent partners that can boost our own abilities and help us solve problems that we could never, ever tackle on our own.
So let's go back to our blueprint one last time. We started with a simple reaction that led to a mind that can plan, which led to an intelligence that learns completely on its own. All of it is connected, and all of it is pointing towards a future where we have incredible new tools to enhance our world. See? Every single piece connects. So we've seen the blueprint, we've walked through the theory, and we've glimpsed the potential. But what happens when these autonomous agents are actually let loose in the wild, at a massive scale, facing problems that nobody ever saw coming? What happens when they are pushed to their absolute limits? Well, that's a story for our next explainer. Hari!